May the 4th be with you, everybody. My name is Akeem, and welcome to day 3 of the mid-season invitational. We are still in the playing stage, but by the end of today, we will find out the first 2 teams to make it into the bracket stage. Now, many people already watch the games, already know what I have, but for some people who are living on the rock or haven't get great sleep to watch the games and all this stuff, I'm here to break down all the things that is happening at the MSI. Today we're going Golden Guardians versus BLG and G2 versus PSG Talon. Now, before we get into diving all of these stuff to see who wins and all the moments and all the stuff, let me just remember that I am recording this on a tablet. So it is not the most highly quality picture-wise and sound-wise in this video. So I am sorry that some of the quality that you're going to get is not great. But I am trying to make the best of what I can. Like somebody said, if you have lemons, make lemonade. Just that, or just life in general. Yes, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So I'm just doing with the best I can with the limited abilities I have. So if anybody want to say something against me about quality, screw off, okay? So let us begin. Let's begin with the first game. It is Golden Guardians versus Golden Guardians versus BLG. Golden Guardians versus BLG, yes. And I think the battle is gonna come down from the top lane in between Licorice and Bin. Now, there's 2 sides of the coin. Yes, incredible performance by Hui, but of course, what will happen if he plays in more enchanters in the cup? And I think that's showcased in these 3 games that he have. And for Bin and for Yagao itself, the individual performances within the lanes have not been great, but the team collectively has been. So I wanted to show you something here before we get to our series. Licorice performance in the oh god, this is just a game 2. Sorry, spoilers. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you look at BLG's game so far at day 2. They have a goal difference of almost 6,000 gold with 6.5 KDA and depth, but with 13 plays at 15 minutes. That's huge. And the other thing is Nautilus. He got buffed. Passive got increased. Mana cost reduced. Base shield increased. E with his base damage increase and the AP ratio increase. And we have saw Nautilus winning 3 games straight already here. But no Nautilus into this game. No Nautilus today, so that sucks. But anyways, on to the series. So, if you notice some of my notes that I'm going to have, we have pictures. Yes, we have lovely pictures to illustrate all the craziness and chaos from today. So that, yes, I'm going to say something with the timers on it to show the VODs. But I'm also going to show you pictures of all the stats, the win probabilities, goal difference at 14 minutes and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a more analytical kind of noteworthy today. No just words or anything. I'm going to show you pictures. So yeah, let's start with game 2. So BLG are playing Vi Ari versus the Kindred and Lysandra. So Vi and Ari are a more incredible duo. When you dominate early game with Vi Ari, you immediately snowball towards success. It's probably the charms, it's the resist and arrest on Vi R, the engage R that makes nobody wants to, flash or anything. You can't flash on Vi R, which is probably the common rule here. So the fact that Vi Ari are important mid jungle synergy for both players, it's gonna be real hard for Lysandra. Mercado Felios in the bot lane versus Jinx and Renata. So based on the bans by BLG, I don't see any engaged champions. He's now forced into playing more of the enchanter champions, which is something that Hui has not been good at, to be honest. No Thresh on this comp, no Blitzcrank, and no Nautilus in this one. So pretty much like no engages on this team. It's probably part enchanters, part CCs on their part. And yeah. So Gnar and Malphite on the top. Gnar is okay. Malphite just not that much. We saw him in game 4 of the LCS semifinals against FlyQuest. That will come on later. So yeah, with all of this saying, I think BLG has won this draft because I think some of the champions they have is pretty much easier. Elk, we know he was a good Vivelius player. And for BLG, it's kind of feel a little hard. We haven't seen the Kindred that much from River in a while. And Hui is probably more of a games player, as we saw yesterday. And we see from the series, he was incredible with his Set and Amumu support. But in Enchanters, he's going to have a really rough time with those Enchanters. So, Chinese fans really invaded London early on. And then BLG have some of their players taking the red buff and decided, nope, no buff for you, Red River. That was around 141 at the time. And then the Vi Ahri combo, which I mentioned in the draft, got absolutely becoming dangerous by forcing the flash onto Syndra and gaining the early TP. Which is going to be a pretty big significance later on, because without the TP, there'll be no TP to the bot lane to try to help out the bot lane. Which, in this case, happened in the top lane. So River trying to go to the top lane, and he was absolutely screwed, only for Sean to help him out. And then River kind of looks absolutely screwed in this moment. I put the F-A-K-E, if anybody has good language, you know what I mean. River, Sean, and Bin got flashes. And then Bin gets first blood on the Gnar. And then Liquor is trying to kill Sean, but he doesn't have his Q by some people failed. And then failed miserably. Bin goes Mega Gnar, smash Licorice with double buffs, and then flashes the IG emote, which pretty much like he used to play for IG or something, which is significant. And then smashes the rock with a rock. Yeah. So 2 kills for Bin on the top. And at 408, it's not looking good for the top lane. That top lane looks absolutely lost on my part. BLG making sure that River doesn't have his breakfast, and then River smites the crab, And then we got a little bit of horrible EU production on the replays at around 531 to 534 with a lot of static going on. So yeah, really good job, EU. So yeah, Goreed, the classic meme. The more you effed around, the more to find out. Well, Goreed trying to effed around the bush, and they got to find out that Ahri and Vi are gonna kill you. Ahri charmed, Vi are, and then killed by the trying to go Everfrost, but then died by Yagao around 644. That was bad. BLG took Drake at 719 and due to the dominance of mid and pretty much a cowardly bot lane because yesterday when we see Hui is going engage. Like you have like the Amumu engage and the set engages. This bot lane is kind of like tamed, And no disrespect to Elk and On, they were making sure that bot lane of Stixxay and Hui does not light it up early and then scale well in the late game to become scary. So it kind of felt like the bot lane did not do much throughout the early game, so it was a problem. So 2K go lead onto their part, and then a 4v4 fight in the Shelly for Shelly, in which River steals the Shelly to forcing BLG to scatter like the win and then slow down the game for Golden Guardians, which is good because this is a scaling comp for Golden Guardians. So 840 to 940, they got the Shelly, River steals Shelly, and making BLG kind of force their way out of it. And now you get the Shelly, you probably get some plates in there before 40 minutes. You may have a chance to okay, if we can get some gold onto Stixxay, then we might have a chance to outscale BLG late and probably win the game. So, bot lane is trading. Jun denied River his crabby lunge by smiting. So yeah. And then River dealing with some hot damage. Then the hostile takeover was pretty by Hui itself. Elk damage forces the flash on the Hui and it could be punishable later on. So Elk's damage around his white guns or red guns if you want to like it, and then Hui has to flash away, and that can be good. So no ulti on Hui and then no flash for the next couple of minutes. That was around 10:32 to 10:53. At 11:22, River once again screwed around the bush and find out that he has not 1, not 2, but 3 people in the bush. Ha ha ha. And then forces his flash. That's around 11:22. So Who have no flash? River has no flash. And if you look at and it's not a good conversation to have like 0 flashes in the game, especially against this BLG team. The BLG punishes all the passiveness and having no flashes with only 2 kills. Jun killed River and then Yago onto Gory. And then around 11:44 to 12:02, it is looking horrible for Golden Guardians right now. It is looking horrible. Shelly plays all down on the mill, get all the gold in the plates to the relief of some of the players. And then River, with the help of Hui's bailout, gets 2 important kills on the Kindred. And now you're thinking to yourself, okay, this is getting a little good from them. They got an absolutely pounded early on, but around 12 minutes, they got the plates. They got 2 kills out of it, and Stixit could be fed later on. But Elk got the first Tower Blood, and if you're thinking Jinx is a late carry thing early, Aphelios is much bigger than that. So, oh dear, at around 13:34. So, 6A kill on, which is huge, and then Elk has more damage but can't even help the team fight. Give out the Drake to GG and stop the stacking and slow the game down for around 10-15 minutes, which is good for them. So, this is around 13:45 to 14:01, which means Drake Soul will not come around, let's say 20-25 minute mark. So if Jinx can get like more items and scale pretty well, that would be good for them. And Bin gets the top tower, so they have 1 tower in the top side, 1 tower in the bottom side, and the pressure on Golden Guardians is huge, especially around the 14 minute mark when Elk is absolutely fed out of his mind with a 1,354 lead. And I said that is going to be scary later on. That would be really scary later on. So, BLG started BNG started Shelly. And this is good. Then Golden Guardians think that Bin doesn't have Mega Gnar for a couple of seconds, and I mean couple of seconds, and they know it. So, Golden Guardians steals Shelly. Stixit gets the kill, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, they might have a chance. And then Mega Gnar, Aphelios ulti, Moonlight Vigil, and then Rakan charmed the whole thing to deliver the ace over Golden Guardians. 15:04 to 15:32. Game over, man. Game over. And I was thinking the same thing. Look at this. Look at this absolute disaster that is happening. Like, this is disastrous. This is League of Legends images taken before disaster right now for Golden Guardians. So yeah, at this moment, Golden Guardians were absolutely screwed after that play. Golden Guardians at the top tower with the objective bounties, but then loses 2 towers in the mid, including the inhib tower. That was about almost 19 minutes. BLG decided to start the Drake, which is now an Infernal Soul, so hooray, no Bedge Soul in this one. Golden Guardians wants to fight, and then Licorice tries to pull off the play versus FlyQuest, with he trying to do the mount fight ulti into the river and trying to kill some of the people, but then he realizes, dude, you're not playing FlyQuest, you're playing BLG, you stupid. Jun kills Gory, River stole the Drake and gained the bounty, which is incredible, and then Elk, unfortunately, nobody can touch Elk. And here's the thing, there is no peel on the Golden Guardians Cup. No, thrust and thrust into the backline to make sure that Aphelios is dead. Like, there was no peel. No peel on the composition of the Golden Guardians. Yeah, kills River instantly. BLG won the fight. And Golden Guardians were like on a house of cards right now. That was 1910 to 1949. Baron goes to BLG at 2030. And Elk is on 3 items right now, which is Gale Force, Infinity Edge, and Lord Dominic Reminder. And boy, if you watch like ASM videos of a car squashing some toothpaste or some drinks and all this stuffing, think of that Aphelios against Golden Guardian members. This is not looking great. BLG even the Drake score, and then River decided that, hey, maybe the Raptors are so important for him, maybe I should take them. Did not, and then forced a flash against BLG. That's 24-48, 24-57, 25-10, Inib gone. 26-16, Elk, my god, he's insane. 26-56, Baron taking 2, and then at that point it was like 3 more minutes of absolute BLG destruction. And then BLG won the game in around 29 minutes. So Ahri and Vi dominate the mid lane, Bin destroying the top lane, Elk led to his own devices, and Golden Guardians, despite having some good moments, delivered 2 of the biggest cardinal sins in all of League of Legends against competitive teams. It's to not make big mistakes against teams that are superiorly talented than you and better hands than you, and do not force in fights. Now, I get it. If you wanted to be aggressive, if you wanted to be good, just take the fights that are necessary and take the losses that are minimum but good enough to at least be like, okay, we lost, let's just retreat, fight another day. No, instead, you decided to go for fights that are losable and then they lost anyways, which is bad. So, the moment you do that against like any team, like T1 or the G2s or the Gen Gs of the world, you will get punished and you will lose. And then the game will snowball into infinity, and there is nothing you can do but to make more fights and create a worse situation than it is. So, Golden Guardians, horrible mistakes, making a worse situation even worse. And by 29 minutes, it was over for that. Bin with my MVP, 6-1-6, KDA 12. Here is the post-game breakdown. It was Golden Guardians doing a little bit well, and then it was not. Bin with 16.8k damage. It was brutal for about 5 minutes, and then they never resisted after that. So basically nothing else to say about this series. That was a dominant performance by BLG in game 1. Game 2 was absolutely nutty. I tell you, I spent the entire morning analyzing that game. I had to write a lot of notes for that game. So let's break down game 2 quickly. So BP frontline Cassante for Golden Guardians on Licorice with the River Gore. So that means front line with Gory to neutralize the Vi Ahri combo. Jinx and Ludo in the bot lane. Rakan and Xayah in the bottom lane. I call them the lover duos because why not? And Bin playing Nara again. So go BLG, same thing as earlier. Good comps to play with. Vi and Ahri don't destroying the mid lane early is gonna be rough for them. So I was thinking this up. Golden Guardians needs to be aggressive early on and win. But it did not go well for Golden Guardians early on. It was a disaster, a cluster flip of epic proportions. So BLG get a little taste. Golden Guardians, get a little taste of what that bot lane looks like against Rainbow 7. So Hui trying to ruffle Jinx and trying to ruffle Jinx from the bush area, from the Drake bush area, and then realizing, okay, Rakan level 1 is good. Maybe I can just, shake it off, force flash, and all this kind of stuff. Every summoners get burned except the healer on, which is crucial because Stixay's trying to get the kill, but unfortunately, Flash, when you realize he was almost dead, and then get killed by Jinx for first blood. And then Hui realized he got screwed, runs away, Flash, and then Jinx's passive make Elk just get off more kills, get more damage, and then Hui killed by On. So around 2 kills in the bot lane. Golden Guardians have no sums, and now the bot lane that is gonna be scary a little later is getting scary real early, real fast. And at this point, you might be feeling, oh my god, this could not get worse. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets worse. That was 3:30. That was 1 minute 31 to 2:04. 3:37. Elk gets a kill on Stixay again. I'm kidding you not. 1 minute and 33 seconds after that, Stixay gets a kill again. It's not good. It's not good. It is not good right now. I'm sorry, I should say Elk killed Stixay, but you get the point. River is stuck on Rappers again. And an Ahri electrocute rune, which is pretty much a big thing. And her early W, which is a charm, forces the flash out of him. at 4-3 or 4-5. Now, if anybody watched I Will Dominate videos at that time, he's a big fan of North America. He can talk crap about North America, he can praise North America, but he's a big North America fan. He must be feeling absolutely upset right now seeing this. He must be feeling a little upset watching on his stream, of course. Shout out to Dom, of course. Yeah, that was bad. So, Hui dead again. But, actually, I'm sorry. Let me just rephrase. Hui was about to be dead, but Sean misses to create a huge letdown for Gigi. So I was thinking, okay, you nearly got killed. Maybe just walk away right now. And you die on, and Hui dies again. By Han. It gets worse. Stixay trying to kill Sean, but only to die to Elk again. That was Betty Hill music on display, ladies and gentlemen. 438 to 519. It is horrible. 6 minutes in, this bot lane is destroyed. Whew. So Hui kills Jinx with the Licorice's help. But that ball lane is gone around 6 minutes, so yeah, nothing working. Gory and Yagao trying to trade mid, and then River is trying to get the Skullcraft of Vision. And then, once again, Vianari comes in and charmed up, then delivers the blow onto River. He died, that's bad. And then Sean gets 2 kills before the shutdown onto Licorice, but unfortunately died to Yagao. That's 3 kills for BLG over a crab. And it's 3K golden minutes at around 8 minutes. Actually 7:19 to be exact, but still. Now remember the Licorice. Now remember Licorice. Now remember Licorice, of course. Remember this shutdown by Licorice, of course. That will come into play later on. So let's continue. Let's continue with the craziness and the awfulness of this game early on. So River kills Yagao for the lack of flash, which is great. But then flash out and then, but unfortunately he flashed out and then dies. Bin kills Gory, and then less we talk about the bot lane, which is better, which means that On kills Stixay. The good news is at least On didn't kill Hui. That's bad. Oh, and then Hui gets executed around 9:18. So it is looking rough for this game. Now, I know people will squint their eyes and realize in the goalie, but this is the, so I'm gonna read it to you since people have like no glasses and probably seeing. The bot lane is probably ahead by about, let's call it almost 17,000 gold. Top lane is kind of even. Jungle is kind of like far ahead, and so does the mid. So at this early portion of the game, it's looking really bad right now. So yeah, Licorice gets the tower, River gets a kill on Yagao, and Stixay shut out Vi. So you're thinking, so okay, at this point we're like, okay, a little rough early on, but now we're getting shut down gold, we're getting towers, we're getting kills. This is good. This is pretty much hopeful. And unfortunately, Jinx get the first tower first. Licorice kills Bin and get the top, but you know, Licorice again kills Bin. And of course, let me remind you, everybody, that Bin, as great as he is, have not been as brilliant in the last several weeks, especially in the LPL finals when 369 absolutely clapped him. Then again, 369 is probably the best top laner in probably all of China, so who do I know? So yeah, Bin was not covered in glory in probably this game, or probably this series actually. Top tower goes to Licorice, so 1202. A little rough early on, but okay, we're getting something. We're getting something here. This is good. Gold difference. This is the gold difference at 1436. And then Licorice get another kill on the On. So this is the moment where Licorice killed On. And then the goal lead at around 15 minutes, 14 minutes. You see, like, okay, Elk is getting bigger and bigger right now, but so does Licorice. 1,520 gold lead on the top lane. That could come back to bite BLG in the rear later on in this game. That will come back to bite him in the rear. And then Licorice once again, as I said that Licorice, he kills Bin again. So right now, Bin is getting absolutely gapped in the top lane by Licorice. Which is not looking good for him. Which is not looking good for him or his team right now. But that'll be later on, of course. So, at this moment, I decided to bring out the optimism meter. So at this point, if your team getting kills or drakes that goes in your favor, and then you feel like, okay, the team with the underdog mentality might win this game, then bring out the optimism meter. Now, I'm doing this for only Game 2 and Game 3 right now. But I'm doing this because, hey, North America is shit right now. I'm sorry that I say the word, but North America is crap right now, and I need some optimism. So, if the optimism meter is the only thing that will work, so be it. I guess. It is now at the so, optimism meter is at 40%. Consider the early game and the Jinx dominated Udo. I say this is good. Around 15 minutes we're fine. Then On kills Hui again for the Shelly fight, and then Blue secures the Shelly, which brings the optimism meter down to 36% at around 1635. Then River trying to kill off Vi, and then Powder, you all know Powder from Arcane, takes him down to get his 4th kill around 17 minutes. Optimism meter goes down to 30%. Then, oh my god, freaking Gory take down Jinx. Licorice is on a tear right now, and Sticks a tear takes on Yagao, sorry, takes the Drake, and now the optimism meter has been spiked up to 49%. 49%. God damn it, my script writing is so off. Sorry about that. 1745. I'm gonna just try to read it slowly, okay? Trying to read it slowly. Continue excitement. Calm down. Okay. Gory punish Yagao again, and then Licorice get the tower. So right now we've gone from 40% early on when the optimism meter started to around 51% at 19 minutes, which is good. Golden Guardian start in Baron, and then retreat to deliver 3 kills onto that team, and then take the Baron. So around 21 minutes, the optimism meter is now jumped to 61%. Golden Guardians get Baron, and now it's looking like, hey, we might win this. We might win this. I mean, whew. Unfortunately, Licorice get caught around the mid lane and get the kill, which is, this is not looking okay. It dropped down to 55%, 23 minutes, but it's good. We're all good, right? Licorice get a little caught right now, so we're good here. Okay, we're good. Okay. Golden Guardians get the bot. So this is the moment that really tear the hairs of many North American fans right now and really send them into downward spiral right now. So the Golden Guardians get the bot tower and then tries to take down the Drake, but then Shun, tried, and then Golden Guardian trying to get the bot tower and then goes up and trying to get Drake. Then it was stolen by Shun, but not before Gory and Stixay absolutely went to town on the entire BLG team. And then 24-minute ace at 23:31, 64% optimism meter. I mean, look at the win expectancy. It is looking rosy right now. It was little touch and go, kind of here or there, but just like the Jaguars Chargers game, it's getting real bad for the BLG right now, and good for us. So, Golden Guardians decided to go Baron again. Little touch and go with the Jinx ultimate, but then secures it. 69% optimism meter, nice. Then another touch and go with the Jinx ultimate, but then Golden Guardian secures it, and now it's 17k gold lead, and now the optimism meter is just 71%, 2830. So, okay, Drake, Baron again. We'll get some kills. Licorice is getting fed. This is good. Okay, Licorice gets the inhib tower and all. Then Yagao, Charm, and Everfrost. Oh no. Should I really read this? Should I really read this? Oh no. Okay, we all know this is coming. 29-39, 30 to 30-16. So Licorice gets the inhib tower in the mid. So both the tower and the inhib, of course. Unfortunately, Yagao charmed and Everfrost onto Gory, forces him to Zonias himself, and then Hui missed a flash charm on the T. And then that Elk Jinx that was really scary early on in the game and getting all those kills, kill off Gory, kill off River, and Stixay before Shun shuts out Licorice for a 4-1 play, and now the optimism meter was from 71% to 31%. And Elk is just a beast right now. Look at that damage. Over 9,000. Over 9,000! Bro, that's a monster right there in the bot lane. And now Elk just bought G8. So, yeah, this is not looking great for BLG right now. I can say the optimism meter is around 30% right now. So we're clinging on to hope. We're clinging on to the smallest tiny bit of hope. River kills on Shun. 40% optimism meter at 32-26. Then Golden Guardian is trying to end the game at mid, but realized that it was a bad and just walk away. So we got 10 seconds on Baron, 16 seconds on Less Than Drake at 33-10. So we're trying to end the mid game, but then the wave kill clear onto Elk is just too much for them. And if they ever walk into a fight against them, it will be game over and BLG would have won this game. So I was thinking to myself, don't do it, walk away, go back, and then they did. So that was kind of intelligent on their part. Then Golden Guardians decided to take Baron for the third time. Optimism meter up by 43% at 33-33. Traded top tower for Drake, which is okay. 33-46. We don't need Drake. We just need some pressure on the map. Optimism meter up to 46%. Then the game gets a little test when Licorice tries to fight Elk. Tries to find a big team fight to kill off Elk and then maybe, just maybe win the game for them. But it didn't happen. 34-43. That's bad. Then Golden Guardians tried to take down a bot lane, but Elk wave clear and of course mean that BLG resistance holding the line, and the Baron was absolutely lose it, and the optimism meter down at 43% for around 35-41 and 36-10. And then came the mid lane fight. So it was all chaos and everything like that. But Gory kills Elk. I repeat, Gory kills Elk. Gory kills Elk. Yagao kills Hui, Stixay kills Bin, and at 75% optimism meter, I can say that they can end this flipping game. And they did! 40 minutes, but by God, it was worth it. GG won the game. What a huge win, what a huge upset. But Licorice challenging his inner 2018 Africa Freaks Worlds moment by playing absolutely incredible on that Cassante at 7-3-5, KDA 4. He was incredible, and just look at that hamster man. Look at this. Look at my handsome man. Look at my handsome dude. This dude is amazing. What a job by him. Keeping the team alive, forcing huge fights, getting huge pickoffs on some of the players, including Elk on that mid lane fight that won in the game. So it was incredible. First, forward at 14 minutes. I don't know what FWD is. Please go down in the comment to tell me what it is. 35.1%, goal difference at plus 1.5, and CS difference at 35 against Bin. One of the best top laners ever in Bin. MSI champion Bin, mind you. And he makes him look like a dog. It was an impressive performance by Licorice. It gives Golden Guardians a little hope. And for the first time in MSI play-ins, we're going game 3. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, game flipping 3. And before that, let's look at this chaos of a game with the, graphs and all those kind of stuff. Yeah, Licorice was absolutely incredible. Yeah, 12.4k damage, but his impact, and of course, Gory was a main factor as well. Setting up those team fights, getting some picks, and they were the catalyst for that victory. So, yeah, that was a huge victory. So, can Golden Guardians ride this momentum into game 3? The answer was no, sadly. But let's look at the draft. Yagao playing Syndra, Sion, Bin. That's a scary guy. That's a scary, scary guy, Bin, with that Scion. That will come in handy later. And then you got Shun with the Engage, and then the bot lane, Zai and Rakan. Versus a Licorice top. You know, hey, you did well. Hey, remember when you did well with Kasate early game BLG? We're not gonna let you have it again. Get wrecked. So, he's forced to play in Poppy. River is playing Jarvan. Gory playing LeBlanc, and then it's Jinx Morgana in the bottom lane. Now, yes, Morgana can be good, but unfortunately, as the game goes on, she can be a little bit of, how do I say this? Not that effective. And so does the Jarvan. So, I'm going to tell you something about Jarvan. He got bumped by the patch notes. So, his attack damage growth decreased by 3. His physical damage Q strike with the Dragon Strike decreased by 10, 10, 10. Basically 10 across the board. With the same 140 bonus AD. So he got absolutely nerfed pretty much a little bit hard on this game. And his impact was not as great, but I think the only reason why this game was bad because of Bin's big body presence in the top lane, of course. So yeah, the back and front team fighting on BLG alone just makes me want to feel like if they don't get Elk, if they don't get through this front line, Elk is going to destroy all of them and this game will be over. So that's pretty much what happened. But let's go through it. Okay, Morgana being scary level 1 as I mentioned, forces the Psalms on the on. 6 to get the nearly kill, but a great start by Golden Guardians from the last game, which is good. The bot lane did not get absolutely gapped around 2 minutes, which is great. 2:35, great. And then a clean dive on the BLG, and then BLG with an absolute good dive on them. Gory has no TP, so he cannot TP into the bot. 2 kills, and Elk gets first blood with Xayah this time at 4:45. Now Xayah's not like a late game dominate champion, but she can be decent. She can hold her own. Syndra nearly killed Gory at 5:48. And then once again, the bot lane gets absolutely destroyed. Wash, rinse, repeat. 6:36. And then 7:04, BLG takes the first Drake. And at this moment, the optimism meter down to 4%. And it gets absolutely uglier from there. BLG also takes the Shelly, which is dropped to 3%. 8:27. You look at the gold. It is nearly 2,000 golds onto the bot lane with 2 kills. Top lane. Licorice not having an impact like he did last game. He has to deal with his big old meaty Scion in the top. River is getting gapped. So this is not looking good for Golden Guardians early on. And then Gory kills Jun, which has jumped the optimism meter back to 5% for about 4 seconds. That unfortunately Shelly spawned at the bot and getting all the plays for Elk, which means the optimism meter is dropped down to 2%. At 10:48. Then River once again effed around, and then Shun find him out and then killed him around level 19. So optimism meter dropped to 1.85%. Then 12 to 18, Golden Guardian took the Drake, which drops it back to 2.1%. So at this moment it's like, okay, it's bad, but it's not looking absolutely worse. Amazing. And then Hui poking around the red buff area. Gorian 6-Day gets in 2 big kills. And then Bing kills 6-Day, which is a better outcome for Golden Guardians. It drops the optimism meter back to 4%. So okay, you're thinking, okay, this is good. Shelly, second Shelly goes to BLG at 15:01, drops to 3%. And then a gold difference of 4 at 3%. Gory looks fine with the LeBlanc at 589 gold, but look at jungle and bot lane. It's not looking pretty. So yeah, a lot of skirmishing around the heavy team fights. Nobody dies around 15:31. And then 16:22, Yagao takes the top tower, which is like down back 3% of the ultimate meter. Then Shelly gets the mid, and then Shelly places the mid lane over BLG. Licorice tried to kill our River, but remember that Scion is a big tanky boy, so good luck trying to kill him. So no damage on Stixay. And then Bin and Elk took up the kills, and now the ultimate meter down to 1.93% at 17:49. BLG secures Drake. Gory tries to kill Yagao with chains, but then failed, and then got absolutely scattered a week by Yagao at 17:54, 1.5% optimism meter. So that's not so. Spaghetti-o. Lots of team fighting around the top jungle quadrant. River kills Elk. Yagao kills 6A, so both 80 carries are gone. Then Gory goes on a killing spree. Sean and Bin deliver 2 kills, and now Bin is on a spree. Gory kills Yagao. That was around the top. That was on the top quadrant of the red side. No, red side. Yes, red side onto Golden Gardens. Bin is on a killing spree, and then Gory kills Yagao, and then only killed by Sean, who is now also on a killing spree. So that top lane and that jungle is getting pretty scary, pretty fast. 1932 to 2012, and now it's a 1.4% optimism meter. It was going up and down, but it settles that way. So ouch. And then once again, River F'd around and then find the vision and get absolutely killed by Elk. And then of course, Baron. Yep, jungle dead. Up to Baron BLG goes. So Keeper's verdict got smashed over by Licorice, but Shun secures the spine by Baron 22-36. It's now down to 0.98%. Then the objective boundaries by top by Licorice 23 to make it, 1.02%. But then drops to 0.36% after got collapsed by BLG. And then Shun is on a rampage. 4 people killed off Licorice. He got nothing else to do. Dead. Yeah. So River gets a kill on Yagao and leaving Stixay pretty much onto his own devices. He got killed by Ben, who is pretty big and having 4 kills and getting away with it. Like, good luck trying to kill Sion, I guess. Took mid in tower at 23-47 and 24-29. But Licorice once again trying to carry his team to victory by Poppy Copper the Zyre Wake. On is getting killed. And then you're thinking to yourself, okay, maybe they have a chance. Maybe they have a slim hope of Licorice carrying this pretty much lost game into a big victory, right? Wrong. Because Ben is unstoppable and too tanky, and they can't kill him. The front team back that I mentioned in the draft, it's just too much for them. Who can kill the Zion? Who can kill the Zion? Nobody. Not even Jinx. That's horrible. 0.3% when the bot hit him falls. Soul point the BLG with Ocean this time, but unfortunately this game was pretty much over before he even touched Soul. 2.1% on the optimism meter. And then Licorice decided to take TP going around there, and then unfortunately Shun caught them and then died by Zaya. And now the optimism meter is pretty much dead on the floor at 27 minutes. And then 28 minutes, I was thinking BLG has won the game pretty much handily. I think done. You can go to the analysis. But then Gory kills On and then Elk. And then Shun is unstoppable at this point, but okay, 0.1% optimism meter at 28-26. Gory may have a chance. But at 30 minutes, everybody's dead. GG's in the chat. BLG won. So yeah. Heartbreak City in North America, but you know what? I give Golden Guardians credit for putting up a great series as well. I put in Twitter like last night into morning that I have Golden Guardians winning this series. BLG winning the series 2-0. So the fact that they managed to get a game is actually a little bit optimistic, but they make too many mistakes. But the 2 games that BLG won was just calm, cool, collected, no big mistakes. Playing solid League of Legends and giving them no mistakes, of course, no mistakes against them. And unfortunately, Golden Guardians made all those mistakes and then lost. So at least Golden Guardians showcased effort, and they tried really well. They lost, but at least they tried it well. I think they played decent, and I want to see what it can do more against like the 2 other teams coming on the loser bracket, and then of course the best of 5s, which is gonna come up soon. So yeah, Bane went MVP 4-0-11 with a perfect KDA. 18.4 damage taken, dealt, but I can bet you right now he's taking like 24k damage taken. So BLG on to the next round onto the bracket stage, I guess. So let's go to G2 versus PSG, and I'm gonna take some water. So be right back. So, here are the keys to the. So I'm back here. So here's the keys to the game, courtesy of Dagda. So, give Yike carries, give Yike a carry, Caps being the facilitator, and then Mickey roaming the map. Pretty much simple, clean, straight, G2 composite, G2 keys to victory. And then on the Raz's side, PSG's keys to victory are ban Nautilus on the blue side, or counter pick support on the red, pull support mid, and threaten Caps early, and then straightforward front to back team fights. So I think you could say that be meaty and then make sure that Waco gets all he wants and then murders them. So that's pretty much like, yeah. So anyways, on to game 1. Nami Lucian in the bot early to create pressure, while Uba will play Annie. This is the second Uba or Uniboy as short. This is only his second game playing Annie ever. So it's kind of like, alright, that's decent. Viego resets with Malt ulti and then Malt ulti. So I can say that jungle and top deliver some CC with them. So it's basically like CC's all over the board. Find a guy, point and click, CC'd, you're dead. That's it. G2 decided to play Xayah and Rakan in the bot. Caps decided to play tank on Gragas to play, and then Kazakh's playing on Kazakh. No, sorry. Yike is playing on Kazakh. Sorry, my God, I'm confused. So let me just tell you about Kazakh just a bit. So here is the long read. This is the Kazakh long read. So his Q-based damage is adjusted. He is up by 10 on every single metric with bonus AD untouched. So that is the long read about it. The short, TLDR is that Q damage increased, isolation range reduced, and an R recasted duration increased. So that Kha'Zix is pretty buffed, pretty big. And then, let's give it to Yike. He is good. He is really good. He's probably good at his Kha'Zix. Let's give it to him. And then, of course, he got Broken Blade onto Kennen to give you some team fighting dominance. So you got point and click on the PSG Talon side versus team fighting prowess on the G2 side. So, okay, Junja grabbing red buff early, but the Yike goes to top and along with Caps. And then it was kind of a little sketchy, but then Kazakh gets first blood around 320. So, okay, pretty good. Then Broken Blade is kind of like trouble on top. Yike with both buffs kind of chunked out as the early health, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, this is kind of looking sketchy for Yike and Broken Blade. But then Junja come in to help. 4 flashes being burned, and then Yike gets a second kill on Azir. Died to Junja, but at 4:45 it's kind of like, okay, 2 kills onto Yike. That's not bad. Hans Summer flashed in to kill Woody with the help of Caps, and now PSG's lane is looking like a river soup right now at 5:11. And then Caps absolutely destroys Yabao. Like, sorry Yabao, you can't play the game anymore. 6:34, Bomba. More on that later. So yeah, Hans Summer killed onto Woody, and then G2, as we showcase throughout the whole of LEC winter and some in LEC spring, their early games and feeding the jungle is great. It is great. The confusing thing is that the mid to late game is something to be desired, I guess. And of course, this is good when you're facing against lesser competitions. You needed that kind of. It's better to have problems now than have problems later on. You know what I mean? We'll get to that later. We'll get to that really later. But for now, G2 looking great early. Almost 10k, almost 1,000 gold lead onto Hans Sama. Kazakh is getting absolutely fed right now with 600 gold lead over Viego. Top lane is looking okay onto Broken Blade with 400. So, yeah, looking good for G2 early on. Yike takes Shelly at 856, 1014 onto Drake. And then Caps killed on Yoba with another bomba. Then Mickey X gets a kill on the Ignite with 1109. Actually, it was Caps delivered the bomba, and then Mickey X killed Uba with a Ignite at 1109. So Broken Blade was pretty much dead with 2 players coming across at the top, and then flashes the Malphite ult, played the Maelstrom with the Maelstrom, and then Yike did his damage to get a kill, and then Azil kickbacks 2 kills, but then Caps roam around to the top, delivers the barrel, and then kills him. It's 5k gold in 11 minutes, and Yubao decided to TP. So it was not looking good for PSG early on. And then at 12:02, we got a Fnatic fan cheering a G2 team. What? Fnatic fans cheering on G2 is like the cardinal sin of League of Legends. You don't see TSM fans cheering for CLG. You don't see my team cheer for Manchester City. You can't. Brother, sit down. Anyways, 1-for-1 trade. BB TP to top bot. Woody and Han Sao are down. Woody and Han Sao get traded. Broken Blade tried to kill Yagao, but unfortunately escaped to the blast code. He actually flashed it and escaped to the blast code. Nearly killed over the Shoguns. At 14 minutes, this is looking good for G2. I mean, domination early on for PSG. Then Broken Blade being isolated, got the Malphite ult, and then died either the Azir or the tower. And he then decided to choose the Azir. No point going to tower, so yeah, that was 14-22. Then G2 pressure mid, and then gets a Shelly of 15-16, and decided, okay, we let you take Drake. Cloud Soul is not the best right now, it's badge, so we'll let you take Drake. Top tower is gone, and then almost 2 towers, and now the PSG clocks are getting ticking like time bombs right now. At 15:48, he's looking trouble. So Yabao was almost dead, but escaped with Tipper, stopwatch, and flash, and then escaped with his teammates. So, oh boy, this is looking bad. I mean, Yabao's looking absolutely bad around what 16:32. 17:53, Broken Blade destroyed the bot outer tower, and in mid lane at 18:10. Meanwhile, Caps is nearly dead, but his flash got escaping into the pit. So, Caps is doing circles around this team. And then Yike does a lot of damage on top. Junja kills him, but Yabao kills Yike before he gets the Bomba on the Raptors by Caps, and Waco got stunned by the Feathers and dies to Caps. So it's around 1941. So it was a little sketchy, but it wasn't the big disaster that was about to come up. It wasn't the big disaster that wasn't come out. So around second Drake and G2 at 21:08, and then look at the damage by Yubao. It's 3,652 damage, which you can say that okay, it's okay, but it's not like scary or something. But that will come into play later on. That 3,652 damage is maybe not much, but it might come back later on. So G2 takes mid to top turret. Then at around 23:10, after all the pushing and botting on the minions and all this kind of stuff, G2 starts out battling while Malphite taking an objective bounty from the top. Caps tried to ulti to kill all the PSG, but unfortunately failed to do so. So there was no ulti for Caps. That will come back to bite them. And then G2 decided to start up Baron, turn around the fight, and then Yike kills Yubao. But Junjae, the former EDG player, decided to send entire G2 to flippin' reset city, kill off 2 people, and then get right in front of Baron at around 23:10. And I was thinking, no, hell no, this is not happening. Fortunately for PSG, the health was just too low that Caps killed off Waco and just decided, okay, I'm gonna take some of the aggro off of Baron, and then maybe my team has come back. I will take Baron itself. So G2 takes the Baron, start the Baron again for the 3rd time. Maybe 3rd time's the charm, right there, right? Nope. Junja kills Yike again. No juggler for G2, and then Yabao kills Mickey. Then Junji steals away the Baron, and now you're thinking to yourself, this team cannot be stopped. Like the resistance of PSG is just amazing. It's just from game 2 of yesterday to this, actually 2 days ago, but still. And then BB gets killed, and then the objective bounties, and then the mid turret is gone, and now it's a 2k gold lead. Was once a 7k gold lead to 2k. Like, look at the win probability. It's like, okay, it's looking good. G2 is looking good. It's looking good, and then not good. Not good at all. So the game getting really scary for G2. Really scary, really quick. So PSG tried to take Drake, but then tried to take Eagle War. But then Yike comes away and steals it, which means Cloud Soul onto G2 at 27-27. Then bought out a tower and destroyed. I shouldn't just reference in which tower we destroyed, but you know what? I don't care. And then the CC Larian that I mentioned in the draft, they pick up Mickey and then kill. 28-46. Not good. Then 30-30, PSG start the Baron, and then G2 decided, hey, we need to start doing something, and then, okay, we're not going to take Baron. So they decided to step back. 32-03. PSG decided to start the Baron again, this time for real. Disengage with a fight. Yabao kills Mickey. Broken Blade Man of Malstroid out of the river, and then just decided to stun 2 people. Force the Zonias and the Golden onto Waco. Waco kills Caps. Uh-oh. Yabao kills BB. Uh-oh. And then Azir shut down Haas. Oh. But then Caps shut down Junji. Hooray. And then Yabao breaks the fire to bring his team under the kill onto Yike. Oh. Turning unstoppable. And the Cloud and Baron are now free for PSG to take. 32-51. Then a massive chaos in the bit. When pretty much Broken Blade kind of single-handedly won the whole match for him. So, yeah. 32-25 to 34-52 on the Drake. So, John Jay grabbed the Drake. Broken Blade decided another team fight at the G2 with 2 kills onto that Maelstrom from Waco and Yabao. And then Azir kills Hams, but Yike was absolutely a madman in this game. Delivered 2 kills under the team fight with an ace. And now you're thinking, okay, Baron to G2. Now, before we get to the rest of the matchup, I want to say congratulations to Caps on his 500th international kill on the international stage. Great job for the Western GOAT. He is now a couple behind Perks, his teammate. Shiyu. Yeah, Shiyu. And then Faker. So, Caps, Perks, Shiyu, and Faker. The 4 guys with 500 plus kills in the international event. That is amazing for him. Okay, back to the game. G2 takes 2 towers with Baron buff. 3k on the power play, and now it's a 6k goalie. Now you're thinking, surely they can win this, right? Surely. PSG and G2 decided to dance around the Drake just a bit. And then BB tries and end the game through mid. So now you're thinking to yourself, okay, PSG, do you want to take the Drake or do you want to TP you back to the same base? And then Yike decided, frick this, I'm ending this game. Goodbye to you all. Steal the Drake. PSG tried to get kills, but then Junji's GA got popped, died, and then Caps go golden. But Yike said, F this game, I'm gonna kill them, take the ace, and then that is it. Okay, Caps get a kill onto, but still, 40-23, that is the game. G2 was really good early on, but then kind of get a little messy at the end of this game. But I feel like he and Broken Blade was kind of like the 2 catalysts for trying to dragging the game back, gain some control, and then it was a valiant effort by PSG Resistance to not fold it at a time of moment around the Baron, because around the Baron before this time, it was over. It was clearly over on G2's back. Look at the graph. Around like almost 25 minutes, this was over, and then it was not. So the Resistance is incredible. But I think G2 should have done much better in this game, especially like mid to late game, which is something of a problem for G2. It's a problem now, and I think they need to fix this going into the bracket stage, of course. But just like game 1 of Loud, when they struggle early, and then still find a way to win, game 2 was kind of like the same thing, dominating, just winning. So, Vi Ahri in the mid jungle. Dominating early game, but if they get screwed late, it's over. Azir getting Cassante. Aphelios and Leona in the bot lane. And then you got Broken Blade Olaf, Viego and Caps in the mid jungle, and then Jinx Lulu in the bot lane. So I'm picking G2 to win, because if Yike and or Hans get ahead, that will be a problem for them. And also no Hans Draven for the 4th time in a row. Yeesh. But neither Hans nor Yike were the dominant player in that game. It goes to Broken Blade. Once again, Broken Blade was absolutely fantastic in this series. It kind of makes me feel like everybody's looking at Chasey and Photons being the best top laner, and kind of feel like Broken Blade is going to leave behind on his island and like you're no good or anything. No, he is great the last 2 days. Minor region teams, but he looks great right now. And it shows. So, why? Because Broken Blade just 2v1 the whole team and gets first blood on RG. Yep, 146. Not looking good. Junji sealed the blue bluff and then walks out scot-free. So yeah, Broken Blade is like, nope. Broken Blade is like, F this, I'm going 1v2 and then kill somebody. And he did. My god, the madman. So, yike. So, Junji gets the Raptor and then Yike goes after for Raptor control and then straight up killed him. And then stole the vibe but cannot get Yudin on Yubu. Caps tried to do something but it was too late. Then there was an EU pause and then Junji's monitor was off. Alright, that's just bad. So G2 decided to bring 4 players on the bot. Hansana kills Waco, and then G2 decided to reset the dive with all the minion pressure that they have. Hans got another kill, and then Mickey kills our Yubao, which is a horrible waste of the TP. And then Yike somehow still alive. Nope, dies to Waco. But 442, we're looking decently good. We're looking pretty Gucci. Yike and Junji get jungle caps. Junji woke up, start Drake, and then started a team fight, but Waco kills on Yike. Blue takes the Drake at 27-25, so it's kind of like, alright. A little rough, but okay, we're okay. Then, Brilliant Engage on the Woody delivers 2 kills on the Waco. So, and now the Felios is getting real scary at 829, so, Waco's the Felios. We saw this in game 2 yesterday. Sorry, 2 days ago. Not good. So, G2 gets Shetty at 912. Yubao decided to screw around the Butch and then find a roaming Mickey at 932. And get absolutely bopped by that. Caps try to escape but get charmed by the Ari and then Vi-R goes down. Goodbye 1024. PSG tried to trade blows with G2 earlier in the game, but I was thinking to myself, is this like sustainable? Because if you look at the golds around this time, Waco is getting scary. Mid lane's also getting a little scary. But that top is a real big problem. 4,000 gold onto Broken Blade. It's getting a little scary right now. So, Golden G2 tries to get to the top side and forces Hans to flash on Ozzy. And meanwhile, Waco getting bot. So, it kind of like a big, like, who can get first tower first and who can get momentum. But then, 2 crucial plays really swing the fight into G2's favor and probably win the game here. First, Broken Blade uses Ragnarok and kills John G before his Waco, which kills Waco. So, Waco gets another kill, but no turret. So, no turret onto him, which means the turret aggression on him pretty much stopped, which is huge. That's a huge 1v1 under Broken Blade to get that kill. And then Hans kills off Ubo and gets the first tower as well. Waco gets the trade up, but that was a gigantic win. Feeding Hans Sama getting the early turret and getting like scaling Jinx early, and then Broken Blade being an absolute menace early on with that top lane presence and dominating the early game early on. So yeah, G2's getting a little scary right now. Okay, 14 gold difference of 14 minutes is pretty much Waco's world, and we're all living in it. I mean, look at this. Almost 1,600 gold lead onto Waco. Everybody else is like, we're fine. So when I expected to see us on 15 minutes, it's kind of like it was G2 dominating the first 15 minutes, and then it was kind of scary until it was not. It's kind of close right now. It's kind of looking close. Shelly was taken at 1544, and then Junji got isolated and then killed by Caps. And now look, and you're just saying, okay, and if you picture this, you see Junji all alone trying to get the honey fruit and all this kind of stuff, and then Cap by Cap, but everybody was in that team fight. So he got isolated and then popped. And then G2 just absolutely crushed through the front line, killing Yubao and killing Azir like paper. And then the mid-outer turret is gone. And I think Draco's mentioned this on the broadcast, that nobody's protecting Avelios. No Kench, no Thresh, which just got banned away by PSG. So there was like no like protection onto that Aphelios. Because once G2 with that brute force and that, unstoppable Ragnarok from Broken Blade gets to you, it is game over for your front line and to Waco as well. And it shows. Hans get a kill speed onto Woody, caps Glacier Frost onto 2-player people, and then BB scoops it up and gets 2 kills and the mid turret at 57. And I was thinking to myself, Waco has to literally carry PSG into victory right now, or else this game is pretty much over. 1832, G2 takes a Drake, stopping PSG stole second. 1850, Broken Blade takes another turn to kill out, try to kill out Azir with the ulti, but they failed to do that. And then Broken Blade walks into Ragnarok and then kills off Waco. And then now that PSG realize, oh crap, we have no damage, they got killed. Lambs of the Slaughter at 21-24 to 21-44. So everybody got killed, literally. So yeah, remember I told you that Waco was the only damage dealer? He's gone, so where's the damage now, PSG? Yike kills off Junjay, and this time no mess up on G2 as G2 takes Baron, which is great. 22-15. And then BB tries to give a damn, kills off Woody at 23-17. He's a man possessed. Waco kills off Jinx, but Broken Blade is absolutely a menace again. Ultis kill off the whole team. And then G2 walking down the bot tower. This game was as good as done. And then Waco gets 2 kills. And then gets to Ocean Soul. I mean, 25-15. It's like, this is looking scary. Then, of course, Hansama late game, mid game, dominates the whole thing. BB destroyed the rest of the team. And that was it. 26 minutes. G2 won the whole game. And they're into the bracket stage. So, Broken Blade was absolutely dominated early on. And once Broken Blade was dominated early on Olaf, he was amazing. He was my player of the series. And player of the game, of course. So, great job by G2. 2-0. Pretty simple, pretty clean. But, of course, there were some issues that they need to be fixing before the group stage. Because you get to face off against T1, Gen G, and then, of course, maybe JDG. So, those are the threatful teams you have to face off. Maybe Cloud9, of course. Maybe, Cloud9 is also a scary team. So the good news about this is that G2 will get time to prepare themselves into group stage, into bracket stage with all the issues they need to fix. They're good at early game. Don't get me wrong. They're really good at early game, but they need some good mid to late game fixes to be good enough. But I can say that Raz has said it best that EU is the most bloodthirsty region ever right now in terms of kills and everybody else. So this aggression by G2 is kind of like, it's bloody, but we get the job done. It's not going to be clean and it's not going to be pretty, but getting the job done. And that's all that matters right now. It works in the playing stage, and it probably may work into the stage. But I want to see a little more adaptation on that. Nothing wrong being bloody, but try to do that with a little bit of reeling off. So yeah, Broken Blade was incredible. 10-1-9, KDA 19, and that was it. That is the end of this. G2 and BLG are going to the brackets. And unfortunately for PSG and Golden Guardians, back to the drawing board. So, let me tell you what's going on tomorrow. Movistar 7 versus GAM Esports in Live versus Detonation Focus League. The 1300 BST and then 1600 BST probably after this series. So that will be around 7 and around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you are watching this or waking up and watching this. So, in case you haven't noticed, winner of these 2 games tomorrow will face off against the winner of Movistar 7 and GAM Esports will face off against PSG. No, wait. The winner of Movistar versus GAM will face off against Golden Guardians. Yes. And then Lao face off DFM. Winner gets PSG. And then the winners of those matches the next day will face off in a best of 5 match to determine who will be the third and final team to make it to the playing stage. And then there'll be a draw show to see which team faces which. And then they're probably gonna take a little bit of a break, which means I have plenty of time to analyze all the things that are happening and then look at the matches and see which team will win which, and then who will win the whole thing. So yeah, that'll be something. And then of course another thing that after these best of 3s are over, from the best of 5 matchups in the playing stage onwards, we're gonna have 13 best of 5s, which means I have a lot to cover this. I may cover 1 or 2, or maybe I'm not covering at all if I feel like it. But if I can try, I can do this for you guys. Because I got 14 subscribers, and I love each and every one of you. So thank you for that. Anyways, if you love it, please subscribe, like, and comment on your thing. My name is Mackie. May the force be with you. Go watch some Star Wars or something, or enjoy some basketball. I don't know. And we'll see you next time.